Hey everybody, it's Elsa932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. We are here for episode 8 of Love is Blind Italy. Do me a favor, why don't you hit that like, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you also have the notification bell on so you know exactly when I go live or drop new videos. Now let's get into it because we have the Bachelor and Bachelorette party and we have our first wedding today. That's why I'm wearing this. Okay. We see it's 12 days before the weddings. We see the singles mixer. First off, does Parmy wear anything other than hoodies? We've only seen him in hoodies or a white t-shirt. Parmy, I need to see your wardrobe, sir. We need to see. You are still wearing hoodies. Georgia tells everyone that it didn't work out with her and Giovanni, that he was not the right person for her. That ain't the end of the story, Georgia. It's coming. Elisa greets Davide C by jumping and hugging him. And I said, girl, your ex-fiance of 5 days ago is in the room. Now, Alessandra tells Davide C, that he contacted her when they got their phones back and they talked for a while. He didn't think anything of it. It didn't bother him, but now it does. So I guess Davide C, did you and Elisa kind of like hit it off? But Elisa admits that she walked out on Alessandro A. Now he tells the same thing to the others, so she's the one who left. I guess that's what they're sticking to. Georgia tells one of the guys from the pods, she pulls him aside to talk and tells him that it didn't work out. She's not with Giovanni. And he tells her that she was too good for Giovanni. Now, y'all, this is where it takes a turn. Giovanni walks in with Frederica. You daggone fool. You idiot. If you wanted us to think any better of you, you would not have walked in with Frederica. All I could say when I saw you was a-hole. That is what came to mind. That was an absolutely foolish move. Absolutely. The whole party is in shock. The whole party is in shock. Giovanni said he found her outside and brought her in. And somebody said, yeah, tell that to somebody who believes it. So he says that she is more suited to him culturally and aesthetically. Okay, so she's more beautiful and she believes what you believe. He says, poor guy, when he sees that Georgia was talking to someone else from the pods. No, you kind of sound like sour grapes, Giovanni. You are bitter. You are absolutely disgraceful. Why would you do that? Frederica, do you know the whole story? Because until I know you know the whole story, I'm going to roast you lightly. But you know this man went on vacation with another woman as his fiance. You know that. And we are still in the midst of the process, so they haven't even passed through what would have been their wedding and their own party. So Frederica, I'm side-eyeing you because you know he proposed to somebody else. How quickly are you going to pick up somebody else's leavings? Anyway. Nicola tells Davide how he feels that he has grown into love with Karen and that they are a real couple. He is so in love. Now, he says they have the healthiest and strongest connection. I don't believe it unless a lot of things been left out. I don't believe you, Nicola. You lied to Karen about your parents being happy about this wedding. I don't think you have such a strong connection. You didn't even tell your parents she got a son. Okay, how strong is it? Frederica and Georgia, they are talking. Frederica asked her to go over for a chat. And Georgia, you a better woman than me. Frederica says that she met to chat with Giovanni, but he texted her while they were in Morocco. Oh, really? I'd like to know what date production. When exactly did he text her? Okay, I hope y'all are leaving that for the reunion. Because when exactly? Because he was like, wigged out. Was it the day he went, to the pool and he was doing laps? And he said he had a wonderful, glorious day because he got to do what he wanted to do? Okay, I want to know that timing. But let me stop interrupting. So he texted her while they were in Morocco, and he didn't talk to mean that he was interested in her. He just wanted to talk to her and see what's up. Frederica, stop lying. A man calls you while he's on vacation with his fiance, and he's not supposed to have his phone. Frederica, get out my face. So she does admit that they had dinner yesterday. Nothing's going on. Nothing has happened. And Georgia said, maybe y'all are meant for each other, considering how you both behaved. Now, I want to know how Frederica was behaving in this ladies' lounge if this is what Georgia is saying. Because Georgia is saying, hey, we broke up on Saturday. Y'all had dinner on Monday, 2 days later. It says a lot about him. It also says a lot about Frederica too, Georgia. But, we're going to roast her lightly. So Georgia says she's done with the conversation. She's done. Done with him and the conversation. She says she didn't want to talk, she didn't want to talk to him about the relationship. He walks up to her and he says, yeah, but you found the time to talk about everyone else, about me. How many lies have you told about me tonight? Dude, she's walking away from you. She's not the one creating a scene. You're yelling behind her. What did you say about everybody? How many lies you told? Could you calm down, Giovanni? How becoming is this? You are entering into another villain era. I'm sorry. Now, what surprised me is Elisa. Elisa is swearing and using a lot of profanity when talking to Giovanni because he asking her, like, why are you such a firecracker? And she's like, she don't give an F. She's being hugged, though, from behind by another guy. I think it's Davide C, but I can't be sure. But Alessandro does not think that this is normal behavior. Okay? And he argued with Elisa and Davide C on, who was hugging her. He said, he's done with her. And he was, pissed off at the way Davide C was hugging her from behind. It was a little suggestive. Okay? It was a little suggestive, if I do say so myself. Now, Giovanni asked Georgia to talk. She says no. And he doesn't stop talking. He doesn't respect the fact that she doesn't want to talk to him. He doesn't take no for an answer. Because he says, because she's been talking about him to everyone tonight. Sir, she's been talking to everyone about, yes, her experience, and that includes you. It's not just about you. She says she does not have to justify herself to him. He's like, yes, you do. You do. He said he was annoyed by seeing her since she just wants to look good in front of the cameras. She came just to protect her image, and, she ended up making a fool of herself. She said she came and told herself she needs to remain calm and she needs to remain at peace. That is exactly what you needed to do. Giovanni came here to rile you up and have you looking like the angry woman in front of everybody. He wanted you to blow a gasket, Georgia. That's what he came to do. He came to really push your buttons, and I'm glad you remain calm. You're at peace. So he continues to look like a fool coming in here with another woman. You just broke up your engagement 2 days ago, and you here with another woman that you have been courting since vacation with Georgia. This is low, Giovanni. Real low. I haven't seen this much foolishness from a groom on Love is Blind in quite a while. Now, this is after the fact. Everyone is at home. Parmi and Georgia, they meet his parents, and she thinks of worst case scenarios before she enters situations so that if the best happens, she is surprised. So he tells them this is not a game, that he is serious about her. She tells about the importance of family and how they too are immigrants. Now, the dad says it's too short. This 1 month thing is too short. Mom asked him about leaving Florence and going to Milan. He says, Gergana knows I cannot leave. I can't leave Florence and the family business. And she acknowledges she has known this from the beginning, that he cannot leave, that she has to come to Florence. He says he is also the firstborn. She does talk to his parents, okay? She says this is the first time she's met someone who thinks the same as she does. She doesn't use soulmate, but she feels like they're like kindred spirits. He knows her parents will see him and see him as a man taking their daughter away. And, Parmi is concerned about that. I would be concerned too, because she also said they've never liked any man that she has brought to them. Ludovica and Davide, she feels like they're always walking on eggshells with each other. She misses getting along with him. So how much fighting are y'all doing? He says, hey, we argue way less. She's like, yes, because we don't talk. I love Ludovica's comebacks and Davide's comebacks. When they're not like all out fighting, when they have little quips, I love it. They go back and forth in a way that I love. I would do that with my friends. He says, hey, if he had to listen to her every day, she's like, he seems less curious and less lively about her. But Davide, you will have to listen to her every day if you all get married. Okay? So she says, hey, the sex thing is a lot since they don't know if they have good sexual chemistry. He says it's not a priority for him. He misses the different side of her. Davide, I understand. It's not a priority, but it is a major factor. If you're repulsed or if you're not attracted to your wife, that is going to be a big deal. 9 days before the wedding, Nicola and Karen, they meet his parents. They're coming over. It took days for them to process all of this. And they're worried, when they heard Karen has a son. So he finally tells them. He finds the right time to tell his parents. Mom was worried because he's always told them about his life, but not this time. Like, what is he keeping secret? Karen said it's complicated. It was for him. It was complicated for her too. They just got lucky in finding each other. Mom says, hey, she really makes her son happy, so she is happy. Now the parents will come to the wedding for Karen and not him. That's how much Karen has made an impression on them. And I think for all of this, the parents need to understand, go meet the person before you make judgments. And Karen won the parents over so much that the parents may be sitting on her side of the aisle because they said they're coming for her, not for him. So they're probably like, hey, we coming for Karen to be our daughter, not to take you back as our son. But the song they play is Something in the Air. I said there's something coming. We see Yoni and Alessandro. She wants to say, I love you. She hides a letter, in his current book, and he opens it up to find the letter. She's like, honey, could you pass that book for me? Oh, could you read me the poem that you read the other day? And he opens and finds the list or the letter. He cries when she reads about her feeling. He says, his priority in life is to make her happy. And they do kiss and have a wonderful, sweet moment. Netflix, y'all better not be playing in my face about this couple. I am invested in Yoni and Alessandro. Okay? They are literally right behind the next one, Parmi and Giovanni. Okay? Don't play with me. Now, Parmi and Giovanni, her parents come over with more family. I think her aunt, uncle, and I don't know if that young man was her brother or her cousin. The dad was expecting a Tuscan guy, not an Indian guy. Now, dad says, what do you really think of her? And that y'all should really think this over. Now, her uncle says, don't get married. That's his piece of advice. Don't get married. And I wonder if he's divorced from the aunt. Now, her mother does trust her daughter and is very supportive. Parmi does go talk to her dad. I guess he's asking too for blessing. And the dad tells of, the dad is told of Giovanni's fears because, the dad may not have accepted him because he's Indian. Now, hey, the dad say, I expected different and I expected here. I like the dad kind of bringing it down, bringing the strength down in the room. It seemed the dad was a bit stiff, but the dad said he is scared of the cultural differences, okay? And, he will be at his daughter's side, but he is scared of that cultural difference. And I understand, Dad. And I wonder, too, if you're scared of the cultural difference, and especially since she's going and living closer to his family under their culture. And I don't mean under their culture. I mean that his household may run similar to his parents. I wonder. I understand, Dad. There are questions, and I think they both can answer it. I don't think Parmi won't answer you. I think he will answer and tell you exactly what it is, and I think you raised a strong daughter because she ain't going to stand for no foolishness. Now, we do see it's 1 week before the weddings. There's dress and tuxedo shopping. There's only 4 couples, y'all. So this is going to be quick. The ladies have friends, though, with them, but the men don't. They're sitting around like a conference room table and giving each other critiques. I would have loved their parents to be there. At least people be there in video chat and able to see what they're wearing. So let's talk about the dresses. Ludovica says she wants something with a slit that shows off her shoes because remember, she ordered the Carrie blue shoes for her wedding. Now, Yoni wants to wear tall heels because Alessandro B is tall. Now, the hostess tells them to remember how they felt when they said yes to the proposal. And it's like, oh, okay, I see it and I feel it and I hear it. Because that will give you all the great feelings in the dress. Jordana looks stunning in her dress. Her only thought is what Parmi will think when he sees her. Now, y'all, put a pin in how her dress looks. If you've watched it, she has a bit of triangle lace on her sleeve. She has a bit of triangle lace. She says, do y'all like this? This triangle lace on the sleeve? Because that's going to come up later. Karen looks very gorgeous in her dress. It is lace all over, y'all. It's off the shoulder. She is crying when she sees herself in the mirror. Now, Ludovica tries on a ball gown. It has pockets and it's a halter top style. And she puts like a blue feather ball on her head instead of a veil. Now, she is the height of fashion, okay? She's the height of fashion. I am your fashionless friend. I just didn't see the slit. I didn't see the slit she needed to show off her blue shoes. Now, Yoni picked a stunning dress. Oh, Yoni! Her friend was right. The dress she picked was, straight form. It was all like silk or satin, and it had a high slit up her left leg. She picked a stunning dress with a high slit, and the friend said, hey, you are the only one that could pull that off. She looked great. The dress looked made for her, okay? Now for the fellas in their suits. Nicola says it's all well worth it. Okay. The host comes to see them and said there are good and bad times because y'all are just different people in the marriage. And the differences will enrich your life. He says try on suits, but guess what? Don't matter what you wear because everybody going to be looking at the bride. He is right. Everybody will be looking at the bride. Parmi picks a suit with a nod to his culture. It's all blue. It has the buttons down the side. It's a non-traditional tie. And he gets emotional seeing himself. And he says his mom will be very proud knowing he picked something that, symbolizes his culture. Nicola takes so long to get dressed that the men yell back there like, Nicola, you okay? But he does look handsome in his traditional suit. Davide picks a brown suit. It has orange undertones. It kind of looks like tweed, but I know it's not tweed. It is the height of fashion, I'm sure, because according to the tailor, it is. And Davide says his bride is also a fashion connoisseur. Now we see Alessandro B. He is handsome in his suit, but it doesn't seem like him. The tailor did say because you have, chest is good for the beach, but not in a suit. So I don't know. It didn't seem to suit him. Pun intended. And I wonder if it'll just look different on the wedding day. Maybe it's just not his size. But we find out it is 2 days until the wedding. Parmi and Jordana. Parmi is happy that he met her, and they would not have met outside the experiment. I was like, wow, that's interesting. She never imagined being in a serious relationship, and now she cannot think of anything else. She trusts him blindly. After the wedding, he is going to return to Florence because that's where his family is, because he's technically on vacation now, and this is not his real life. She says she cannot imagine life without him, but he can see a future with them together. Now we see it's 24 hours before the wedding. The couples are separated. They are told to go sleep and live separately just for overnight. Parmi says he thinks about her while he's alone and away from her, and he wants her in his life. It is 6 hours until the wedding. We are going to start with the wedding of Jordana and Parmi. I was like, no, y'all aren't going to do this to me. Jordana, we'll talk about her when she comes in first, okay? Jordana says she's always wanted to get married here at this location. She and her mom used to walk the grounds when she was a young child. They, would walk through her grounds, and her mom told her, hey, this villa hosts weddings and it is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And she told herself when she was a child, she would get married here. Now, Netflix, if this is a coincidence, yeah, okay. But if y'all planned this because y'all knew and y'all asked people where they want to get married, kudos, especially if they do get married. Now, I love in the international versions when the bride walks in and she's able to see her dress on a mannequin, that gives a very beautiful optic. In the US, they have to walk in with their garment bags, and I think that is so tacky. Okay? So her dress is on a mannequin in a corner, and the beautiful sunlight is radiating in off of the dress, y'all. Take note, USA, okay? She says she loves Parmy. Her parents have been married for 30 years, and wearing rings is a symbol of an important bond, and wearing it is for forever. Now, her friends do arrive. She is torn between her heart and her head, but her friends do support her. Now, she comes out in her dress, and her family is excited. Never thought her family would be able to accept her choice. Next up, they went back and forth, but I just do her and then Parmy, and then we talk about the wedding. Marriage is serious, he says, for him, and it's two worlds coming together. It's making a promise for life. Okay, why is his suit hanging on the doorknob of the wardrobe rather than on a mannequin? I'm going to need somebody to fix up at Netflix. You can't have her dress looking all gorgeous with the sunlight on it, and he's got to stoop down because his suit is hanging on a doorknob. He says he doesn't know what she saw in him, but hopes that she saw at least half of him and loves him, because she really hasn't seen him in his whole life because his whole life isn't there. Understood. Now, his parents do arrive. His mom finds that he is very handsome, is very nice. She loves the suit. Dad doesn't agree, but says we shall see, because it's not enough time to know somebody. Mom says that she could not wait for this moment, and this is his decision. He feels like this is the right choice. Now, when he is standing outside the venue, about to walk his mom in, she wants to make sure, did you eat today? You make sure you ate? He's like, yes, I ate a roti before the wedding. I said, my dude. Now, I have East Indian heritage, okay? And Caribbean roots in Trinidad. So when he said he ate a roti, I know he is well filled and sustained. Love it, love it. Now, I know when I go to Italy, I can find roti. I need to find some roti when I get to Italy. Parmy, please let me know where I can get roti in Italy. Okay. Now here is the wedding. Okay, shut up. Well, let me just keep this veil on. He walks in with his mom, and later we see her coming down the stairs in her dress. When I tell you, I was in awe. I was in awe of Jordana. Now I'm going to show you all some pictures of her walking down the stairs with her veil and train behind her. Walking down the stairs. It is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I got goosebumps. I said, we are at a wedding. I am fully invested. We getting married today. We are getting married today. Her dad walks her in. It's an amazing moment. Amazing moment. It is just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. Her vows are moving. Her vows are so moving. I want to give y'all a little bit because I usually don't tell y'all what the vows say. She says, no one here is going to understand our journey. That's just one point. She trying to tell y'all, y'all don't understand what we've been through. She says it's always been him, and their love was born in the dark, but survives out here in the light. Jordana, well said. She also said she doesn't like talking about love, and talking to him about love lets her know that he is the one for her. Okay, y'all. I didn't want to read the whole thing, but those were points that really resonated with me. Now, he did write a poem. His points that elevated for me was her voice enchanted him the first time he heard it. And this is the first soul he's ever connected with. His first and only one. She has brought him peace and comfort. Even his dad was smiling. He looked a little bit teary-eyed, but he might deny that. Even his dad was moved by this. And they end this by asking them if love is blind. I was mad. Why did you bring me all the way here? Why did you bring me to the altar all the way here and say, is love really blind? And then leave me. That's the end of the episode, y'all. But the previews have me upset because there is a bride in a car running away crying. And the bride could be Jordana. Y'all better stop playing with me. I am invested in these two and I need to see them married. Okay? For my sake, not for theirs. I'm invested. Y'all, I'm going to show y'all a picture of the sleeve of the bride that ran, and it's better be a voiceover, and y'all are lying to me. Please be lying to me. This is the only time I'll be happy for you to be lying to me. But y'all, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of this photo, since this looks like Giovanni's sleeve from her wedding dress from the fitting? Y'all, I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.